I'm sitting watching blood while it dries on my sleeve, thinking why does everyone I love die or just leave? And if I mean a thing, then why would you leave? My mind only sees the suicide side of things. At this point we can't relate if you ain't lost everything.
What's up guys, welcome back to West Wild World. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. If it's not welcome back, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. Sorry I haven't been active recently. If my girlfriend wants to come in and show you the inside of the shed. I've redecorated everything, replanted a lot of stuff, done a lot of things in here, so I've been very busy, and it's not really form worthy stuff. It's just picking up enclosures and putting them back basically. But yeah, today's just going to be a feeding video, and just going to jump into it. Okay, so first up is going to be the beautiful Chinese sharp-nosed vipers. As you can see, there's only one out at the moment because the other one has disappeared. Just jokes, he's underneath this thing over here. But yeah, these guys are also known as the 100 paces, as I mentioned a lot in my videos. Why they're called the 100 paces? Because the myth around them is that this rat is exploded. That's not the myth around them, but the myth around them is that if you get bit, you only have 100 paces left to live. And this one doesn't seem interested, so I'll just leave it on its head because that's appropriate. Let's get out another rat. This other one is more than likely underneath here, as I suspected. But yeah, this is a pair of Chinese sharp-nosed vipers. They are growing spectacularly fast, faster than my Chinese cobras actually, which is a little bit weird. But they don't seem to be interested in food today. Okay, I'll just leave it here for you then. And I'll close this back up for you, brother. Guess a little hiatus hasn't solved my feeding video issues. But I'm just going to fill up their water and then move on to some other snakes. Okay, so after that failure, I'm going to be moving on to my East African forest cobras, which was actually cool. I'm actually getting a West African forest cobra, my favorite snake in the world soon. So look forward to that. But yeah, these are a pair of East African forest cobras. They were a subspecies of the West African, but now the forest cobras have been split into 5 different species. So that's pretty cool. But let's get a small little meal out for these guys. And that one's exploded. But yeah, so they're just underneath this hide, both of them. I don't really want to disturb them too much, but I do need to get this hide out if they're going to come out to eat. Let's actually see if they'll come out. Okay. So these guys are native to South Africa. They are found along KZN. Hey, there's his head. If you come closer, you can come see his head here. A rat bucket. Here's right there. They're also commonly known as the brown forest cobras, obviously because of their appearance. The normal West Africans are completely black except for the banded ones. Okay, there we go. That would have been bad if you came to come try and bite me on the... But there you guys can see, with him shooting out there, you can see how brown they are. They go from brown to sort of a brown and black speckling all the way to a solid black. They're also the longest longest cobras on the African continent, reaching about 3 meters in length, 2.8 usually. And you are feisty today. Do you want a rat? Do you want a rat? I just have to be careful from the other one. But check at that. They don't often hood up, but they have a very, very narrow hood and they stand super, super tall when they do hood up. These guys are very, very shy creatures. They're really reluctant to bite. Bites usually only happen to snake handlers. But I'm going to close it and offer this oakie. Don't bite my hand. There we go. You have the tongs. Okay. Beautiful animals. but nothing can replace the love in my heart for a West African forest cobra. But I just want him to take the food. He's being a bit of a bastard. He bit down on it, so maybe I'll leave it in. So as you can see, they're not too happy with me, but they're beautiful snakes. I mean, I rarely ever see their threat display. But gonna move on to the puff adage down here. It might be a bit difficult to see because of the glare. There's 3 of them. I separated them because they were just interested in mating and not eating. This guy looks like he's in shed, so I don't think he will eat at the moment. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take him out quickly so I can get to the other 2 and not have them bothered. So let's get you out here. Yellow. So this is my beautiful Tanzanian puff adder. Gorgeous, about 1.2 meter puff adder. Absolutely amazing, amazing animal. They cause most of the bites in South Africa, well, Africa in general. Not because they are mean, horrible snakes, but just because they are so widely distributed throughout the African continent. Awesome animals. But yeah, just going to get them into the bin and move on to feeding the females. So there's a Limpopo female, Limpopo locale female in here, and then there's also, she's right over here. There's also a mixed locale female in here. Both of them have had a lock, so expecting some babies in the near future. And look at that, awesome snake. They have the fastest strike of any snake on the African continent, the puff adders do. They are ambush predators, which means they'll lay in wait like that in an area similar to what I've made up the enclosure to look like, along animal trails. And unfortunately, sometimes that means that they lie on hiking trails and come into contact with some humans. But yeah, they are beautiful animals and deserve the utmost respect. Okay, so next up is a beautiful Eurocone rattlesnake. I've wanted this snake for a very, very long time. These guys are endemic to Venezuela. They are only found there. That's what endemic means. They have a potent neurotoxic venom, and this guy is a bit of a bastard. But he doesn't want to strike out. He hasn't struck out at his food. He struck out at me. Hasn't struck out at his food yet, so I'm just going to leave it in there for him. But just wanted to show you guys a beautiful Eurocone rattlesnake. It's an adult, and it might start chowing down now. Just poked its head out. They have a weird defense display. I don't know if this is all Eurocone rattlesnakes, but they hiss and they tuck their head into their body. I don't know if that's just this guy's temperament or most Eurocone rattlesnakes, but I've never seen it before. They sort of put their head inside their coils. So yeah, and these idiots are still being idiots. But yeah, I'm going to move on to some other snakes. Okay, so next up is my baby East African forest cobras. They have been temperamental with food. I had to force feed them, well, assist feed them last time. So I want to see if they'll take on their own. They are super, super slimy and fast little things. Not slimy in the sense that, oh, hello. One popped its head out over here. Not slimy in the sense of like they feel slimy, but just that they move so quick that becomes an issue, especially when trying to feed them. There you guys go, come. It's food. Do you want some food? Baby cobras usually aren't that difficult to get on food, but because these guys are so shy to human contact, it is very, very difficult to get them to eat. And if you take into the fact that most of these guys aren't destined to survive in the wild, yeah, their survival rates are abysmal, even in captivity, without human intervention, which would be assist feeding and so on and so forth. But let's do this without taking a bite or losing a little forest cobra. Yes, don't bite me. Come now. These guys still have their venom, obviously. I don't defang or take the venom out of any of my snakes. So a bite from this guy can still, I don't think it would kill me, but it definitely wouldn't be a fun afternoon. But yeah, I love dealing with baby snakes. Actually, I fucking hate it. But let's move on to some other baby snakes. Just going to be these green mambas. I have 2 eastern green mambas in here. One, I believe, is a Malawian locale, and I'll show you why when I open this up. You can see the one isn't shed, but that one there, the bigger one, has a very, very luminous green head, and the rest of its body is a lot paler. It also has a blue stripe down its back that is very, very faint. So yeah, it's different to the normal eastern greens. They actually wanted to make it into a special locale. Well, not a locale, a subspecies, but that research was... can't remember what actually happened. I think the guy that was doing the research actually passed away and no one ever picked it up. They were doing DNA research on the Malawian locale. They wanted to call it the Dendroaspis angustupus intermedius. It's a mouthful, but that was going to be their scientific name to separate them into another, not another species, but another subspecies. But there we go, and this big one. And this is why I hate dealing with baby snakes. This Oki, he tagged the food now. He'll more than likely eat. Don't know where the other one went to. So, other one went at the back here. Just gonna offer it some food. Hope to God to not get bit by this other one. This other smaller one was hatched this year and isn't shed at the moment. So I don't expect him to eat. I don't want to spook it and I don't want to risk it. But he tagged his food, so I'm pretty sure he'll eat. Just going to close up and let them do their thing. Love. Almost dying. Urukine's not eating, but yeah, I'll move on to some other snakes real quick. Okay, so next up is going to be this beautiful puff adder. Hey, do you want some food? Yes, of course you do. Don't think you've ever refused a meal. This is the juvenile that I got about 6 months ago now, and you can check how big he's gotten. I still can't tell if it's a he or a she. It's not old enough to sex properly yet, but yeah, gonna close up and then he will eat. Never had a problem with him, so move on to some other snakes. Okay, so today again was a rubbish feeding video, but also no light, no power, load shedding. South Africa's a fucking shit country. But yeah, the whole time I've been in here, this guy has just been doing his thing, you know. But yeah, so the last snake I'm gonna feed are my 3 snout cobras, because they are the only ones that eat. Oh my god. Okay. Is everyone just going to be difficult today? So, as I said, 3 snouted cobras in here, the 2 battered ones, and then obviously old Dickus over here. You can see how big old Dickus is, and that is why we call her old Dickus, because in Afrikaans it just means old fat thing or old big thing. Come, you want a rat? Do you guys just literally not want food? What is happening? If these guys actually refuse, it's going to be the first time. There we go. Thank you. I was about to say, if they refuse, it would be the first time ever that they've refused food. Even when they're in shed, they love to chow. Don't bite your friend. There, are you finally realizing it's food? Forgive the shouting. Neighbors are fighting. Are you gonna eat it? Please eat it. Oh my god. Alright. So feeding hasn't been fun today. I'm gonna just sit here for a little bit and see if they would actually... Now he looks like he wants to take. Or are you just gonna try and bite your friend? Don't do that. Yeah. Stupid dumb snakes. Been a bit irritating today. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's. Actually, I have to put the puff adder back. I'll do that so you guys can see at least something today. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and get these guys to eat, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so today hasn't been a complete failure. I got one of the puff adders that have been just interested in mating to eat. So yeah, that's also why I separated them. The other three are down there, and he just took, so not a complete waste of time today. Okay, so today's episode wasn't that much of a success. I'm happy that that puffy over there did eat. I train fed him. Maybe in a separate video I'll tell you what train feeding is, but let's get this Tanzanian locale puffy back in with his females. The females did also eat, both of them. But yeah, didn't offer him food because, as you can see, he is a big boy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. As always, I'll see you all in the next one.